Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another session of ALZU. As usual, every Tuesday evening. Now, for those of you who have been away on holiday, welcome, and we look forward to having this here with you and seeing what this year holds for us. Now, for those listeners who missed last week's talk, we talked about New Year's resolutions and good resolutions to have as a farmer. But this week, we want to talk about new beginnings. Now, when I talk about new beginnings, I talk about how do you get started in farming? How do you start? Now, this question, of course, reminds me of a story that my little boy was watching the other day. And the one character said is, see a need and fill a need. And that's where you start. You need to start identifying needs within your community, within your market, or within your area, wherever that is. Because that's where farming started. People need to eat. They need to have food and, of course, feeds for the animals. And that's the essence of farming, is filling that need to supply us as humans with food. So wherever you are, look, if you're small in the rural areas, we see a lot of farmers starting off with chicken farming there. Remember, see if there is a need for chickens, let's say broilers. See if there's a need for your layers, eggs. Another way to determine what's going on in your market, of course, is going to the local auctions. When you go to the auctions, you can see what animals sells a lot, what times of years what time of the year do they sell, and when is the biggest demand for those animals. So first of all, see the need and go. When you see it, go research it. Now the second step, of course, is very, very important. It doesn't help you decide you want to be a huge feedlot cattle farmer and you've got a plot of 20 by 30 meters. It's not going to work. So you're going to have to look at your resources that you have. It's crucial. So if you've got a smaller piece of land to work with, then you're going to look at your more intensive farming styles, like your poultry farming or your pig farming. A new thing raising, it's not a new thing, but something that's gaining momentum in the market, is the intensive sheep farming. Those setups are more geared for your smaller areas where you don't have as much land to play around with. But they are high yielding, but the management, remember, the management is very, very strict there. You're going to have to be spot on, otherwise you're going to run into losses. But if you have a large plot of land, a few hundred hectares, then it's easy to look at something like your cattle and, of course, your sheep and your goats. But you must look at your resources. When you go into intensive, of course, you're looking at structures. You're looking at building a chicken coop, building a piggery, or building an indoor system for your sheep that you want to rear on an intensive system. So those are small things that you need to look at, because it has a big influence on your decision on what to farm with in that on your piece of land or wherever you are. The next step would, of course, would be learning as much as possible. Now, at our ALZU depots, all 21 of our ALZU depots, we've got qualified staff to start you off at that journey. And of course, when our technical advisor is in the area, you can of course meet them, and we've got lots of knowledge that we can share with you. So get in touch with either with a branch or your closest technical advisor, because that's one of our hearts in our business, is to share the knowledge that we have, to empower farmers and making them stronger. Because if we make you strong, we make ourselves strong in the process. So we look after each other. It is very, very important. Another way that you can get information, of course, is next week, Tuesday, we're starting off our first information day for our farmers for this year. So this year is going to be full of farmers days or information days that's ahead of us, and that is going to be on every Thursday. And there you can come in. What we do, of course, very important, is we identify what we're going to speak about on that farming system, on that Farmers Day, and then we focus on that farming system. Either, whether it be poultry, piggery, cattle, sheep or goats, we focus and we go into how to take care of the animals, how to identify diseases, and how to make sure you cover, well, as they say, dot all your I's and cross all your T's. So from my side, a prosperous new year to each one of you as a farmer, and come, if you want to come and learn, if you want to start up, of course, ALZU is the best place to start off with information and, of course, getting yourself stronger. So until next week, same time, same place, from my side, have a good evening and looking forward to meeting you out there in the field. Thank you.